and risk management. And what we're going to do is, how can we use ChatGPT today with each of those functions of HR? Just to throw out some examples, and we'll go from there. So procurement staffing, a few things that we can do, and I've selected. And by the way, those responses did come from ChatGPT themselves. So ChatGPT did help me produce this presentation as well. So ChatGPT can assess us in creating job descriptions and candidate profiles by generating relevant keywords and phrases. From that, ChatGPT can also help us screen and shortlist candidates by analyzing resumes and identifying top candidates. Thirdly, it can help us with scheduling interviews, sending follow-up emails, and so forth. Some of the prompts that you can give ChatGPT is you can the way you use ChatGPT is by saying that act like. In this case, it's like act like a procurement and staffing expert, or act like a procurement and staffing professional, and generate a job description for a software engineer position at our company. This way, it will respond to you with specific job description. What you can do is expand on some areas, tell it to remove a few things, explain another thing, and so forth. So it's a conversation style that you can deal with ChatGPT. So these are some of the uses in procurement and staffing and some examples. When it comes to training and development, you can create personalized training programs for your employees. You can create outlines. You can provide your employees with on-demand training and development resources, such as articles, videos, and so forth. Another thing is you can help you with creating quizzes, assessments to tests, and so forth. One of the things that you can ask ChatGPT is act like a training and development professional or an expert, and create a quiz to test employees' knowledge of our company on our policies and procedures. Of course, as I said earlier, we have to upload this information. We have to give this information. We have to upload the context of our organization into ChatGPT in order for it to understand what we're talking about when we talk about our company's policies and procedures and so forth. But you only have to do it once. Then it will understand what you're talking about as you go on and engage with the platform. Compensation is the same thing. Can help you calculate salaries and benefits. It can determine salary ranges and benchmarks for different job roles in the industry. It can help you personalize compensation packages for your employees and so forth. Engagement and integration. It can help you analyze employees' feedback and sentiments to identify areas of improvement in the workplace culture. It is a big piece, especially it can help us with creating a specific culture within the organization. It can help us in creating employee engagement programs, as well as personal career development plans and so forth. Administration, it can help us automate administration tasks, leave management, attendance tracking, employee data management. One of the examples that I loved listening to, instead of employees nowadays, they're either sending email to somebody at HR or try to go into a system trying to identify a policy or procedure. They're trying to identify how many days they have left and their leave time, vacation time. The future will be just a chatbot, basically asking it, how many days do I have left? What's the policy, for example, about maternity leave? And the system will automatically respond to the employee with an accurate answer based on the organization that they're working on. So those are some of the examples. I would love to open this for a conversation, and tell us, what do you think? How do you feel about it? Have you used it, and how did you use it so far?
Zahi, first of all, I would like to thank you for this interesting presentation. It was straight to the point, you know. This, it was direct and straight to the point, and I really liked it. My question for you and for everybody in the room as well, what do you think when it comes to limitations or challenges of the ChatGPT, especially when it's about like policies, and how can we overcome the challenges with ChatGPT when it comes to policies and procedures and all that?
Of course, context matters, and that's what what the most important thing is, to give ChatGPT information. Okay, and that's is interesting. I think ChatGPT can read from the internet until June of 2021. Basically, if you have a new organization that was created after COVID, it doesn't know much about you. So context matters. It has to know something about you in order for it to give you the accurate information. If you're an old company like Microsoft, like Apple, IBM, of course, there's a lot of data online. There's a lot of information online, and of course, it will have a little bit more context and more understanding about what you do and your organization before it responds. دكتور رامي تفضل.
Hi, doctor. How are you? Hope all good.
حبيبي هلا فيك.
To be honest, I'm sick, but I couldn't miss the chance to see you again. Just missing your outstanding delivery, man.
حبيبي, thank you.
Just I want to emphasize on a few points regarding ChatGPT and how it's changing the HR landscape in general. I believe we need to upskill two main attributes and two main sub-skills for HR in particular, which is
So Rami, ممكن to speak a little bit more clearly because we're having a hard time.
هيك كويس.
هيك أحسن. Yes.
I was talking about the main competency assurance management system required for HR department in order to utilize ChatGPT in a proper way. So basically, I believe we need to think about the skill itself rather than the task. And in order to do that, we have something called the prompt engineering.
I can hardly hear Mr. Rami. I don't know whether all of you are the same or it's from my side only.
It's a little bit hard still, Rami. I think he's talking about we have to look at the benefits instead more than the challenges. Continue on. تفضل Rami, if you can.
Hope it's clearer now.
Yes.
So what I was talking about is we need to develop the skill itself instead of the task. And that will take us to a zone where we need to develop the prompt engineering skill for HR specialists in particular, in order to let them understand how to reach the required answer through what we call it the single shot prompting, or we call it the chain shot prompting. There is two types of prompting for HR in particular. The other part is we can use something called ChatGPT Max or ChatGPT All, and we can update the ChatGPT information according to our internal policy and procedures and according to our organization data, even though the current ChatGPT running live is effective until the 2021. So these 2 points are very two important points to consider, and essential points to consider if we want to use ChatGPT in our organization. The last part is
let me summarize,
want
Rami, before to clarify for everybody who's having a hard time to hear. First, Dr. Rami was talking about upskilling is really important to our employees on how to use the technology. Secondly, is to use ChatGPT Max. I think that's what you called it. Okay. And that will help your organizations upload some of the context, policies, procedures, and so forth. Fadal, go ahead.
And the last part will be to build a proper ChatGPT governance model, which is a model that will protect the organization data, privacy, and different policies in the organization. So if we want to apply a proper governance model to use ChatGPT, we need to consider 4 main pillars, which is the internal structures and measures, operationalization, level of involvement for human augmentation, and the internal structures and measures, stakeholders communication as well. I'm sorry for that. So I believe we need to add these things to the HR department governance model in order to implement ChatGPT in a proper way and an effective manner. I just want to talk about these 3 points. Apologize for such.
No, thank you. Excellent, excellent, excellent point. Thank you. Anyone else? What do you think? Are you using ChatGPT? What are you using it for? Are you seeing the benefit?
Hi, Zahi.
Hi, Nawal. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Long time.
I know. تفضلي.
Actually, I'm so shy to tell you that I've never used the ChatGPT, but I'm curious to know. I'm vulnerable enough to say it. But honestly, I have some concerns about tracking my questions. That's why I did not use it, because I read somewhere that anything you ask about, you will be like giving away your information or your activity details. That's why I was still, keen on understanding more about this tracking issue and privacy issue. That's my concern, actually, if you can help, or I don't know. That's my comment here.
Here's my understanding of the technology. Basically, what you're giving it is going to keep. The information that you feed the technology, it will keep, and it will use